Yep, yep. You already know who it is, man. It's King Ade with the Wizards Review. See my face, right? Need I say more? You know what I mean? My energy is extremely low tonight. I hate losing, yo. I hate losing. We've lost 7 games in a row. Like 7 games in a row. Yo, I was so excited about the start of this season. I was even excited about how the team was playing earlier in the season. I was liking the potential. I was thinking that we were gonna. I mean, I never thought we was gonna win the title or not. And I mean, I wasn't super delusional, but I thought we were gonna be, a mid seed, 5, 6, 7 seed in the East. You know what I mean? Like, I thought this was gonna be one of our better seasons in the last few years. You know what I'm saying? But I'm beginning to feel like last season. I'm beginning to feel like the season before when we had Westbrook prior to the playoff run towards the end of the season. Like how it was at the beginning of the season. I don't know if y'all guys remember, but I know you guys remember. You know? Just ugly basketball. You never felt like the team had a chance to win. You know? I thought it was going to be different this year, man. I really did. I thought it was going to be different. But it's the same. There's something in the air, something in the water. We've been cursed. I don't know what's going on, man. I passed the anger stage about 4 games ago. You know? Last live stream I told you I was indifferent. I'm there now. I'm indifferent right now, man. I'm not angry. You know I'm not happy, but I'm definitely not angry. I'm not upset. I'm not ready to throw the remote at the TV. Well, I did kind of feel like that a little bit this evening. You know what I mean? Now, I know we were missing players. You know, another thing that I'm very upset about. You know what I mean? Just star players, 200 mil type players, always hurt, can't stay on the court. But even if Bill was on the court, I don't think we would be much better than we are right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know we're missing Bill. We miss Monte Morris. We're missing Rui. Man, who else we miss? I mean, we might be, I know we're missing players. You know what I'm saying? But when I look at this team, with the players that we're missing compared to other teams, you know what I mean? Like the team we played tonight, Brooklyn Nets. You know what I'm saying? Like, Bradley Beal, good player, but I don't think our results would be that much different if he was there. You know what I'm saying? Like, real talk. Not in tonight's game, you know what I'm saying? For sure. You know what I'm saying? I mean, really, if you really want to be real about it, this game was closer than the last game we played against the Nets in Washington, D.C. when we got blown out. You know what I mean? So I guess that's a positive if you try to find one. You know what I'm saying? But all jokes aside, man, this is terrible. The feeling I'm feeling right now is extremely terrible. I'm feeling almost like, the season where we had Westbrook and we were losing badly before we got on our hot streak. Things got so bad for me that I just had to stop doing the show. Like, I stopped doing the show in the middle of the season all the way to the playoffs. When the playoffs started, I restarted doing the show because I couldn't even believe we made the playoffs. I was so frustrated. I was getting so tired of coming to this computer, coming in front of this camera and talking about a loss. You know what I'm saying? I'm beginning to have those type of feelings, but I really enjoy doing this show, so I doubt that I'll just completely just stop. But who knows, man? Who knows? You start talking about 10 game, 11, 12 game losing streak. I don't know how I'm gonna feel about, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm already at the indifferent stage. I'm already there, so I'm right almost to the point of not really caring to do the show at all because they're not playing well. They don't care about the fans, and I'm not just going to talk about the players, man. This is an organizational problem. You know what I mean? Like I'm looking at my notes, thinking that I'm about to talk about the game, and I am. But I just got to get this off my chest right now. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm just getting tired of the organization. I'm getting tired of the media, the NBC Sports. And I saw them tweet something earlier today before the game started, talking about Kuzma and Porzingis should be all-stars this season and put up their stat lines, their averages. I had to tweet back and say, you got to win first. That's number one. If you're talking about being an all-star, I don't care about your numbers if you're not winning, because there's players on other teams that are putting up just as good numbers and their teams are winning. The propaganda has to stop. Then we're sitting there watching the game, listening to Chris Miller, Drew Gooden, just talking like we as fans aren't observing this team. Like we're not, like they're really playing okay or something. Like I know they get paid to be positive, put a positive spin on things, but how delusional how do you think we're stupid as fans? You know what I'm saying? Like I'm just getting tired of just the BS, yo. Especially, and then the Wizards Twitter, the official Twitter account, never tweet nothing negative, never tweet anything when it's bad. Like everything is all good. And then I'm watching Coach Unseld. I like Unseld. I like him as a person, a personality or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I like him. I thought he was going to be a good hire. You know, legacy hire, known for his defensive prowess, things of that nature. But every time I'm watching him, he has no emotion. No emotion on the. I'm like, I don't know how I could have been the coach of the Wizards, especially watching tonight's game with all the bad turnovers, all the dumb plays, and not spaz. Not call a timeout and just see me on the bench spazzing. Just like, it's cool. I like the even keeled demeanor. That's a sign of a good leader, usually. And you know what I mean? Overall, you want your leader to never be too high, never too low. I understand that. But sometimes you just got to be real. You got to be real. You got to spaz when they're doing dumb stuff. Like, you just do. You might have to bitch the whole team that aren't playing. Like, man, listen, man, I'm extremely upset tonight, man. I'm not angry, but I'm upset. Like, this team, it just keeps losing, yo. Anyway, man, that's enough about the rant, man. So, since we lost the game, man, let me start with some of the things that I liked tonight, man. I thought early in the game, we started, I liked our start. You know what I mean? We started fast. It's usually like that, though. Like, we'll start well for like 2 minutes, and then we just forget how to play basketball. Forget how to play defense and offense. You know what I'm saying? But I thought we started decent tonight. I like the game plan of attacking the paint, attacking the Nets front court, because they're weak in the front court. You know what I'm saying? Kevin Durant played a 4. Nick Claxton plays the 5. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're small, they're weak. Like, that's definitely a part of the team that you have to take advantage of. And I felt that they were trying to do that tonight. You know what I mean? I really liked Porzingis' game tonight until he got hurt. For the most part, what I really liked was that he took it straight to the block tonight. I mean, didn't settle for threes. I don't know if he even shot 1 3 tonight. Did he? He attempted 1 3 tonight, and to me, that's cool. Maybe the max 3, maybe 4 should be the max for Porzingis shooting 3. He's 7'3". You gotta play him in the post. He has to play in the post, and he played in the post tonight. He was posting up, shooting in the paint. I didn't like early in the game, he had a fadeaway 17-footer, something. I don't like when he takes shots like that when you're 7'3". No need to take a fadeaway. But I thought that he made an effort to stay in the paint. He drew a lot of fouls. He scored in the post, got to the line, opened up things for the rest of his teammates. I mean, this is how he has to play regardless if Bill's there or not. He has to play a traditional center role, be more traditional at a center position. It's a luxury to be able to shoot the 3 at being 7'3". But that doesn't mean you settle for the 3. Even if you're a very, very good three-point shooter, he's just a good three-point shooter for a 7-3 player. But he's not a great three-point shooter overall. You know what I mean? He's okay. You got to play in the post. So I did like the fact that he attacked the paint tonight. Got into double figures early in the first quarter. You know what I'm saying? And then he had some big steals in the second quarter. You know what I mean? 2 big steals that I recall. You know what I mean? So, and then he was a presence in the paint at times tonight too. So I think he had a solid game, all things considered. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he did have the worst plus minus on the team tonight. He was a negative. No, he had the second worst. He was a negative 22 on the floor tonight. You know what I'm saying? But he had 20 points, only 3 rebounds against the Brooklyn Nets team that I was just talking about, their weak front court. So again, that's unacceptable, man. 3 rebounds is unacceptable. For a guy that's 7'3", you should just be able to get rebounds just putting your arms up. You know what I mean? So, but I did, again, really like the fact that he made an effort to play a traditional center role tonight for the most part, to score in the post. This is what we need from him, win or lose. That's how he has to play. You know what I mean? I like Kuzma driving to the basket tonight. He hit threes. He did a little bit of everything. 7 rebounds, 3 assists. But he turned the ball over 4 times. He's been turning the ball over a lot lately. It felt like he turned the ball over a little more than that. But the box score says he only turned the ball over 4 times. I like Kuzma. I think he's a great third option. But when he's forced into the role of being the first or even second option, and tonight he was forced to be the second option and then the first option because Porzingis got hurt in the fourth quarter and didn't return to the game. So when Kuzma becomes that go-to where he has to be the number 1 option, he does some good things, but overall, I'm not confident that we're going to win the game when he's playing like that. You know what I mean? Because he's going to turn the ball over. He's going to take some bad shots. He's not going to pass it up at times. You know what I'm saying? So, again, I do like Kuzma overall, but and I thought that he played decent tonight, minus the turnovers. Same with Porzingis. He had 5 turnovers tonight. I forgot to mention that. But, he was forced into the role of being the lead, and he's really not a lead player like that. You know what I mean? So you're going to expect those turnovers and stuff like that. But I thought he played okay tonight. I like Jordan Goodwin's game tonight. You know what I'm saying? I thought that he played well off the he started tonight. You know what I mean? So he's earning his minutes. He's earning the trust of the coaching staff, earning the trust of the teammates. He's the dog, you know what I mean? Like, he has the most dog in him. You know what I'm saying? He plays great defense. Has some good defensive possessions against Kyrie tonight. He rebounded the ball. He ended the game with 11 points, 7 assists, 4 rebounds, with another 2 steals. He did turn the ball over a little bit, 3 turnovers, you know what I'm saying? But overall, man, Jordan Goodwin has been a bright spot, just playing hard. Whether he doesn't play well, like shooting the ball, you know what I mean, and maybe miss some assignments on defense, one thing you're going to get from him is just a hard-nosed player that's going to play hard and not going to back down from anybody. And you got to appreciate that, man. So I really like that from Jordan Goodwin. And he just did what he does, you know what I'm saying, tonight. So I did like his game, too. Barton had one of his best game, maybe his best game of the season tonight. Unfortunately, it's in a loss. And unfortunately, it's not when we really have our team all the way together. But if he could play like that off the bench and we have the rest of the team together, then we would have a formidable bench. Like, we started to look formidable early in the season with the bench and him coming off the bench and playing well at times. You know what I mean? But he had one of his better games. He ended the first half with 12 points. He ended the game with 22 points, 7 rebounds, 7 assists, and only 1 turnover. I mean, off the bench, you love a game like that. The negative is he just doesn't do that enough. You know what I mean? He takes a lot of bad shots. And not to say he didn't take some bad shots tonight, because he does. He did. He just does. That's what he does. You know what I mean? But if he's going to have a game like he did tonight, I guess we can live with some of those bad shots. You know what I'm saying? we had a nice 13-3 run in the second quarter, and we took the lead with that run after letting the Nets get up on us. You know what I mean? So we took the lead briefly, but unfortunately, you know how the Wizards are. They can't hold a lead for nothing. So, but I did like our little run that we had. Gafford, again, he's been playing well off the bench. He's been playing well off the bench in his last few games. He was actually a plus 9 on the floor tonight. 10 points, 10 rebounds, just playing with a lot of energy, a lot more confidence. He was in a little slump, but it looks like he's getting back to the Gafford that we know. You know what I mean? So he played a good game tonight, man. And then in the third quarter, we briefly started well on offense in the third quarter. And when I say briefly, I mean briefly. It's like as soon as I took that note, then we started doing dumb stuff, and then we just continued to do dumb stuff all through the second half. You know what I mean? But really short, brief, maybe 1-2 minute of the third quarter, we ran the offense, got a few good shots, and it was looking promising. But you know how the Wizards do, man. Just can't hold a lead. Don't know how to handle prosperity. Just another disappointing loss, you know what I'm saying? And that's all I liked about tonight's game, really. You know what I'm saying? By the fourth quarter, I stopped taking notes. I was just getting a headache just watching ugly basketball, just stupid basketball, bad turnovers. It just started to look like the team is not caring anymore. You know what I mean? And, Kuzma just looks like he doesn't care anymore. And when it gets to that point, I don't know, man. I don't know if you can keep this team together. I don't know. But if we make a whole bunch of trades again before the trade deadline, like we did last season, then Ted Leonsis really has to look at Tommy Shepard like, I don't know, man. I don't know. Like, the owner gotta take responsibility for what's going on with this team. You know what I'm saying? And you might have to do something drastic. Like, to hire, anyway, I don't want to come for Tommy Shepard's neck right now. This is not the time for it. You know what I'm saying? But to hire the protege of Ernie Grunfeld and think it was going to get better. I mean, as a fan of the Wizards, I'm going to be optimistic. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to, like the things that are going on. I really like what we did with the roster, and I thought it was going to be an upgrade. And we were playing well earlier this season. Like, let's not act like we weren't playing well. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, we're not going to look like how we looked last season when we started off looking very good and then we ended the season terribly. But it's beginning to look exactly the same like last season, and that is very disheartening. You know what I mean? So with that said, let's go to the things that I disliked tonight. And I just thought, man, the Nets, early in the game, I thought, like I said, we started off well, but the Nets were scoring too, and I just felt that they were scoring way too easily. You know what I'm saying? They were scoring way too easily, getting to the basket, hitting J's, just getting whatever they wanted. You know what I mean? So our defense didn't have that much resistance. I didn't like that. The Nets made a point to score in the post too. You know what I'm saying? That's a weakness that we have. I already know that with Porzingis as your 5. That's he's 7'3". He has a lot of height. You know what I mean? Can get in the way, make it hard for opponents to shoot in the post, in the paint, but he doesn't have the strength. You know what I mean? He don't have the strength. He could get back down easily. Smaller players could put their chest into his, put their shoulder into his chest and then score. Like, it happens all the time. You know what I mean? So I felt that the Nets really were getting hot in the paint earlier in the game, and it just opened things up for the rest of the game. You know what I mean? KD just being KD. You know what I'm saying? It's like, what can you say about PG's finest? Another 30-point game, 11 for 17 from the field, 9 rebounds, 6 assists. What else can you say? Nobody can guard KD. You know what I mean? So I'm not going to come for the Wizards' neck for not being able to stop KD from dropping another 30 on their head, because he does that all the time. You know what I'm saying? But it's still disheartening. It's still painful. It's still like, this is the difference between a real superstar that should be getting a $250 million contract versus an organizational star that for some reason they think way more of him than he really is. Not to say he's a bad garbage player, he's not. But he's not on that level. Bradley Beal is not on the level of Kevin Durant. You know what I mean? He's not on the level of Kyrie Irving for that matter. You know what I'm saying? But for some reason, we gonna put all our chips on the table, push all our chips in, and put it all on Bradley Beal like he's gonna be the savior. It's disgusting, management, disgusting leadership, organizational failure, so many levels. Terrible, man. You know what I mean? I thought our three-point defense was terrible in the first quarter. We allowed them to score 4 3-pointers in the first quarter. We were effective for the rest of the game though because they only made 4 more for the rest of the game. So, although I didn't like how we played 3-point defense in the first quarter, we played much better defense in the game through the rest of the game. They were 8 for 27. You know what I mean? Barely under 30%. So I like that. I like that deep 3-point defense. But I think part of it was because they could score in the post. You know what I mean? They could score in the paint. They were almost 50% from the field tonight. You know what I mean? 49.4%, 44 for 89. So if they only shot one less shot, they would have been 50% from the field. So although they didn't shoot well from the 3-point line, they dominated us in the paint. They got whatever they wanted, like I said. And then we couldn't hit any threes in the first quarter. We ended the first quarter 0 for 7. You know what I mean? But to our credit, we ended up hitting 11 threes, 11 to 31. You know what I mean? So we stepped it up for the rest of the game. But just them hitting 4 threes in the first quarter and us not hitting anything was, like it kind of was set the tone for the game. I mean, we lost the game by 12 points. So that not being able to hit threes in the first quarter and them hitting 4 threes in the first quarter, that's 12 points. You know what I'm saying? Not to say that's the reason we lost the game, because we lost the game because we just didn't play well. Period. But that just kind of like set the tone in my opinion. You know what I mean? Kyrie Irving got hot in the second quarter. Was getting hot, beginning to cross people up, put Dotson in the blender. You know what I mean? Had him looking crazy out there. You know what I mean? He ended the game with 24 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists, only 1 turnover. You know what I mean? It's a very quality game from Kyrie Irving. Only 7 for 17 from the field. You know what I mean? 3 for 10 for the 3-point line. You know what I mean? So we played a little bit good defense on him. But again, when he needs to hit a shot, he hits a shot. When he needs to make a play, he makes a play. You know what I mean? So yeah, I didn't like the fact that he started getting hot in the second quarter. I thought we started turning the ball over terribly in the second quarter, and it just continued throughout the game, especially in the fourth quarter. I mean, the dumb turnovers towards the end of in the fourth quarter. I mean, that's when I just started getting ready for the show. Right before, even before the game was over, I saw that the writing was on the wall. Well, I really knew the game was over when when it was announced he wasn't coming back. You know what I'm saying? You knew without Porzingis, we don't have a chance. We don't have a chance. You know what I'm saying? We don't have a chance without him. But the bad turnovers, the lackadaisical passing, the not focused enough, the not attention to detail. I don't know. This team is just losing focus. They're losing faith and losing back to back to back to back. That's going to wear on you. I mean, me as a fan, it's wearing on me to the point where I'm like, man, I don't know if I even feel like doing this show. So imagine being players and you just keep losing. You know what I'm saying? They need to win badly. And I don't know where it's going to come from. You know what I mean? But they're just turning the ball over terribly. And it's a lack of focus. And I just believe it's partly because they're just losing confidence. They're beginning not to care anymore, and it's beginning to reflect in their play, and it's very disturbing. You know what I mean? So I'm very unhappy about that. And then in the second quarter, another turnovers towards the end of the second quarter. Just ended the second quarter terribly. After playing well and getting back into the game, to just lose focus towards the end of the second quarter and close it out the way we did and let the Nets go up double digits going into halftime. I mean, again, just disturbing. Where's the focus? And then when they do start playing bad, why is Coach not spazzing on the team? Why is he just being calm? I know it's his personality, but you gotta have some type of emotion. You've got to act like you care. You just do, yo. You got to show something. Surprise the team by spazzing. Maybe they might wake up and play better. But it's just disgusting, you know what I mean? And then start the third quarter. We started the third quarter, like I said earlier, very briefly, started well, and then what we do after that good start at the third quarter. Just start being dumb again, turning the ball over again, letting the Nets go up double digits, and they never really relinquished. I mean, I think they went I think we got it down to 8 a few times, but then they just go right back up. We eventually lose the game by 12 points. You know what I mean? So, again, just terrible, man. Just terrible. Attention to detail. Terrible on both ends of the floor. Letting the Nets do whatever they want, and then we can't run any offense. You know what I mean? Just terrible, man. And then, Claxton started to score a little bit in the second half. You know what I mean? But again, man, it was just a little bit too much, man. Just a little bit too much. 4 of their 5 starters scored in double figures, and Claxton was perfect from the floor, 4 for 4 with 9 points. You know what I mean? So, just an overall terrible game. Just another loss. Very disturbed. Very upset. I don't know what this team can do. Like, we lost 7 in a row. So we're 6 games under 500 right now. You know how hard it is to get back to 500? 6 games under 500. Like, to think that we're gonna get back to 500, like that's hard to fathom. It's not easy to just win 6 in a row, or even, you know what I'm saying, like, or even 8 out of 9, or whatever the case may be. It's gonna be hard to get back to 500. You know what I mean? It's gonna be hard. So I'm very disappointed. I don't know what this team is gonna do. You know what I mean? I'm hearing, through the grapevine, there's a lot of trade rumors. Kuzma might get traded. Who knows? We might have to do that. But if this team thinks that they're going to bring some players in and it's about surrounding Bradley Beal with players, then again, this organization is just a failure. The philosophy is just foolish. It's like a pipe dream. I just can't believe that they really think this is the strategy. You know what I mean? So anyway, this isn't the time. I don't feel like talking about what this team should do from an organizational standpoint. All I know is I'm very upset with what I'm seeing on the floor. They're not winning games, man. And they keep losing games the same way. Just dumb. Just doing dumb stuff every game. Every game, they're going to turn the ball over at the worst possible time. They're going to miss a rebound at the worst possible time. They're just terrible, man. So anyway, man, that's all I got. As you can see, my energy level's low. I'm just not happy. You know what I mean? I'm very upset, to be quite frank. You know what I mean? So anyway, man, if you enjoyed this content somehow, I would really appreciate you guys subscribing to the channel at The Wizards Review on YouTube. You can follow us on Twitter too, at Wizards Review. You can follow me, King Ade DMV, on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and on the Xbox Series X and S on NBA 2K23. You know what I mean? So anyway, until next game, man, I ain't even look to see who we play next. I'll figure it out. But, I'll be back. I haven't tapped out yet. But I don't know, man. I don't know, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, man, try not to let this game ruin your evening. Get some rest. You know what I mean? Have a good night. Take care. Peace.